Hello, inmates, and welcome back to the cellblock Scorch. This is Styx, recording for week 233B. I won this week with the piece Suffer Fools, which was for the prompt. Drumroll while I go find that. You'd think that aliens trying to start a human zoo would pick a more diverse selection than you and the only two people you would pay to watch suffer. Do you guys ever write anything and then go back a couple of months or maybe years later and ask yourself, why did I do that? That's this Scorch for me. I'm kind of shocked that it won. I don't think I've ever written a main character this off-the-cuff crazy. I remember actually when I wrote this, we give each other little comments in the group chat every week when we read each other's Scorches. And I think every single comment that I got on this one was like, wow, this person's wild. So you guys will see. And without further ado, because I don't have any better way to defend myself, this just sort of is what it is because I wrote it, apparently. Please enjoy Suffer Fools. Zila Ak ushers a small group up to the glass. A small, spindly creature presses what I can only assume is their face against the window. Eyes on long stalks pop out of no fewer than 7 fleshy holes in their shell. All 7 eyes swivel forward and trail along the glass, leaving goopy lines along the window. Zila Ak makes an expression that I feel fairly certain is a smile. "Does anyone know what these creatures are called?" they ask, in a guttural, round language. Kate and Jeff don't even look up. Jeff shuffles absently through a deck of cards in the corner. Kate sits on a small wooden swing, casting quick glances in my direction every so often. "They're back," she whispers my way. I stretch languidly. "Relax, I've got this." Her lips twitch hopefully, her eyes huge and soft. "Humans!" shouts the creature at the window, speaking Zila Ak's language, although they are not the same species. They sway back and forth in excitement, their spines lengthening into grabbing hands. I stand up and climb over a table with an untouched chess set. Our handlers haven't realized that none of us know how to play. The crowd on the other side of the window titters in excitement. "Very good," says Zila Ak. "Can you spot all 3 human specimens?" The crowd all crane their, whatever part of their bodies will crane, scanning the enclosure. Most of them won't notice Jeff, silent and still in the far corner. "They're coming! They're coming!" says the spindly creature at the front, pointing at me. I smile at them. "Yes," Zila Ak says brightly, "we call that one Ingri. She's our youngest human. It appears that in human groups, young humans hold positions of respect and power." I roll my eyes. I'm only a few years younger than Jeff, and months younger than Kate. But apparently that's a long time in the lives of these aliens, because every single scientist who sees us thinks the age gap is significant. "As you can see, this species is largely solitary and antisocial." I roll my eyes again, harder. I can't speak for Kate and Jeff, but I might be a little more social if I weren't stuck in a goddamn cage with two of my exes. "She's coming closer!" shouts the alien in the front, their eyes rolling wildly. I reach the glass and clear my throat. Zila'ak shifts nervously. We've done this before. "Hey, Hlotsunia!" I shout, speaking their language as best as I can. I'm not sure what Hlotsunia means exactly, but I know it's an insult. The crowd flinches in unison. "Stop spreading misinformation!" "Ah ha 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 ha!" Zila'ak says nervously. "Ingri appears to be agitated today. Let's move along, shall we?" They start motioning the group onward. "Come on, Zila'ak," I taunt. "Are you worried I'll drive away your business?" "She doesn't know what she's saying," Zila'ak assures the group. "Humans are talented mimics. She's just repeating what she's heard." "Do other people tell you you're incompetent too?" I say. "I thought we had something special." Zila'ak laughs nervously. "Younger humans are just like this," they say. "I'm currently compiling a paper on the topic." They peel the creature in the front away from the window and physically drag them away. I shout after them in their own language. "Your sample sizes are small, your standard deviations are high, and your conclusions mean nothing, and you should feel bad." Zila'ak shoots me a dirty look over their shoulder? I grin. When I turn around, Kate and Jeff are both looking at me with a combination of gratitude and awe. Neither of them understands what I've said, only that I've driven the crowd away. Kate bites her lip as she looks away. "That was incredible," she murmurs softly, and Jeff makes a small sound of agreement. Kate bats her eyes at me, a tasteful little flutter of eyelashes. I shrug, tucking back a smug smile. Alien abduction has really brought out all my strengths. I don't mean to brag, but there is almost nothing hotter than learning a language in a matter of months than using it to bully aliens into submission. To make matters worse, I'm about 2 weeks away from a workable escape plan, which Jeff and Kate agree has a good chance of getting us home. They look more miserable about it every day. And, well, it's not my fault that they dumped me. I stretch again and start to exercise, showing off my newly acquired muscle mass, perhaps a little more than necessary. Kate chokes. I look over at Jeff, who rapidly drops his gaze. I try not to visibly preen. Call me crazy, but damn, these have been the best months of my life.
Hello, this is Red, and I was the judge for this week's Scorch. I actually remember this week surprisingly well, which shouldn't be all that shocking, but I was like, wow, I remember each of these pieces pretty well. The reason Styx won over everybody else was that I thought theirs was funny, first and foremost. But secondary reasons are that Bones, their story is very exciting, but there's so much happening in it. Like, it kind of feels like you get hit from left field every other sentence. And it's not bad, but it's definitely a universe which would have been improved by knowing the characters and what was happening in it already. I feel like if I'd known them and what was happening, then Bones really could have won. Rev actually wasn't in the running for me this week because they did a dialogue-only story. And generally speaking, I'm not really a big fan of dialogue-only stories, especially when they have more than 2 characters because it can get muddled. And also, in this piece, they changed the color of the dialogue to indicate who was speaking, which just I don't personally like, because I feel like if you're writing a dialogue-only story, you shouldn't have to go around changing fonts and colors so that the reader knows who's speaking. But that's like a personal pet peeve of mine. I'm sure, from what I remember, this story was pretty okay. And I'm sure plenty of people would enjoy it. It's just not to my personal liking. But anyways, Styx, their story was very interesting to me. It was funny. It was kind of the exact thing I wanted. Closest to the exact thing I wanted. I was really looking for something kind of like Bones, where there are like multiple reasons for not liking the other people in the cell with you. But Styx, them having the main character having the same reason to dislike both of the people who were abducted with him is so funny. It's just good. Yeah.
Okay, folks. We're not gonna dwell on that too long. Hopefully the judge can tell you why they picked it, because I sure as hell don't know. Why did I do this? Why did I? I guess we'll never know. I mean, since I don't know and you don't know, and the judge probably also doesn't know, it's just gonna have to be a mystery. And with that stunningly eloquent send-off, I'm gonna give you the prompt for the next week and let you go. So for the next week, I gave the prompt, someone trying to sort things that will not be sorted. And Cricket won that week. Hopefully I'll be able to pop in and give you some judge commentary. It's a good time, so you should all tune in. And I have nothing else to add. Keep those fires burning. We will see you next week.
The Cellblock Scorch is a production of Stellarcore, an independent group of nerds sharing their obsessions with the world. We can be reached at thestellarcore@gmail.com, through comments on your podcast platform of choice, our Instagram, Stella_core, and at our YouTube, also called Stellarcore. Follow Cellblock Scorch Podcast on Instagram, or the Cellblock Scorch on Tumblr to see the prompt the day before the episode drops and a quote from each Scorch the day after, with flavor commentary from Red, our social media manager. Feel free to check out our other productions on our YouTube channel or our cosplays on Instagram. If you would like to support our creative endeavors, you can give a one-time tip to the Ko-Fi of the writer of your favorite Scorches, or check out our Patreon, linked in the show notes. There, you can access the Scorches and episode transcripts for free, or sign up for Spark level support for $5 a month to gain access to our Embers as well.